Hello students, Michael Sanchez, violin teacher here. I'm really excited to do this class today, showing you guys all my European instruments that I currently have. So some of you guys might not know this, but European violins are by far the best violins you can find in the world. I have written articles on that Chinese violins can be nice in the sort of under 3,000 price range, but anything above 3,000, by far, European violins are going to win out. So I actually have a bunch of different instruments. We have six different instruments that are all European class, all the way up to 14,000. So I'm excited to play them for you guys so you can sort of hear the difference in the sound, and ultimately hopefully you guys will get a better education today on just what's out there and how much nicer a violin can sound as it goes and jumps up the price ranges. So the first violin I have, to sort of show you guys, is what's called my Kowalski Workshop model violin. So let me show you guys the front, and then let me show you guys the back. So this violin actually is made in Kowalski's workshop, made in Poland. I find Polish violins are absolutely incredible. I've been to so many different trade shows. I've tried out Italian instruments, I've tried out German instruments, I've tried out everything. My goal is always to find the best sound in every price range. So whenever I find something that's exceptional, I always get really excited, and it's normally what I decide to put on my website. So the Thomas Kowalski Workshop is actually the least expensive out of all these that I have out here. This one is about 5,000, and it's actually half the price of the Kowalski Genuine, which is this one right here. So we have two different Kowalski. So this is the workshop model. So this violin would have been made under his supervision, whereas this one's actually one that he made. And violins like this, both of these are not at all factory made. These are handcrafted instruments. So something like this can easily take 3 months of somebody's time. Because what they do is they have to carve the top. The top is one piece of wood. Then they have to carve the back of the instrument. So that's another piece of wood. Then you have this part up here, which is the neck. That's a totally different part that needs to eventually be sewed in or glued into the rest of the instrument. You also have the ribs. So that's another part of the wood that sort of has to be carved and crafted. The reason why it takes so long is that what they do is they carve every little corner by hand. So, think about having a knife and sort of, little piece at a time, try to make that perfect corner. It's not something that goes through like a factory printing press or something like that. It's very personal. It's very much to make every single corner do exactly what it needs to do to get the best sound. I don't know much about violin making. I've seen it done. I think it's just outstanding, just what they do. And the Kowalskis, by far, for me, have been some of the best instruments that I've found in that price range, 5,000 to 10,000. So I have those two out. I'm going to play some of those for you guys here in a little bit. The other ones I have out are my Watzek violin. So this is also Polish. Polish violins just are awesome. So I have a Watzek I'm going to play for you guys today. I also have a McGill violin, which is also on my website. This instrument has a very nice reddish varnish. What you're going to find with nicer violins is just the feel of the wood. It's varnished really, really nice. And you can just tell the workmanship that goes into these instruments. For example, if you guys ever notice on the sides of your instrument, you have like that sort of black lining around the instruments. That's called purfling. And purfling actually, if it on a factory instrument, is just sort of drawn in very simply. It doesn't take much to just draw in a black line. But purfling, if it's actually done right and actually done to where it makes the violin sound the best it can, is actually a piece that goes all the way from the top all the way to the bottom of the instrument. That takes a lot of customization. It's really hard to do. So even though it might look the same, if you have a nicer instrument, the black line that sort of goes around, if you guys notice that, that's called purfling, and a nice instrument is actually not drawn in, it's actually indented, it's actually in the instrument, which makes it sound better. So yeah, I have my McGill violin here. I also am excited, as you guys have seen me really rave about the Topa violins. I have two of those here. I don't normally have two Topas. They're really, really expensive for me. I'm sort of a small business, and it's hard for me to sort of, at this point, just afford to have two Topas all the time. But I do have two right now. Just absolutely beautiful instruments. The nicest I've ever found in this price range, sort of that 10 to 15 price range. So this is one here. I'm really excited to play these for you. So yeah, the reason why Topas are so great, just the way he varnishes, just the way he crafts the instruments just are exceptional. So you're going to see a huge difference in the way it sounds. We just found these about a year and a half ago at a trade show and just have been out very, very impressed ever since. Just I've sent only so many out and people just love them. They try them out with all these different violins and they end up choosing the Topas. That's how good they are. Lots of reviews on them online at violins.com. Kowalski doesn't have as much information out there. He's sort of a newer maker in Poland, but he's really good friends with Topa, and his quality is just outstanding. So every time I send those out, I've had great success as well. And then yeah, we have now the workshop instrument, which is half the cost. So if you guys are looking for like a really nice step up to a nice like Chinese instrument, the Walski Workshop is by far going to be a great option. So I'm actually not going to have any by the end of today. I'm sending out 2 of these Kowalski Workshops, and yeah, I think the people that are getting them are going to be really excited. They're really nice instruments. So, but I will have some more hopefully soon. And then I have just the one Kowalski Genuine, and yeah, I've sold about 3 of those this year. So we have people on our adult violin learning page that are excited about their Kowalskis. So that's this one right here. It's the Kowalski Genuine. All right, so let's do some sound comparing. What do you guys think? So maybe you guys have never sort of heard a sound comparison with this many instruments, but I'm going to sort of talk about each sound of each instrument after I play it, and at the end I'm going to start to compare between different ones so you can sort of see how it all sort of sounds different and how they compare. So the first one I'm going to play is the Kowalski Workshop. I'll give you some observations after I play it. So yeah, just really dark sound for the price range, real even, real deep, real color in that price range. You know, compared to like a Chinese instrument, it's going to be a lot more warmer, a lot richer. Really, really good instrument. So that's actually one I've already set up and I'm going to be sending out later today. So, all right, so that was the Kowalski Workshop. This is the Kowalski Genuine. Back to the workshop. So the differences there is the Kowalski Genuine definitely has more of a louder projection, but they both share a lot of similar traits. They both have very similar varnishes, very similar wood, technically same strings on it, same fittings. Technically Kowalski, who's like the guy that made the Genuine, obviously, he's overseeing the whole process of the workshop models. So I'm really impressed. I mean, I've seen workshop models not be as good in a lot of situations, but this one in particular I've been really, really impressed with. So yeah, everything about it. I mean, you could even look at it and say, wow, this looks like a genuine Kowalski. So which one? This is the Workshop. Sorry, I had those mixed up for a second. Yeah, that's how identical they look. They look very similar as far as the colors. Yeah, everything about them really good. Okay, so let's go on to the next instrument. So this is the Watzek. It actually spells out L-A-C-A-K, Watzek, E-K, and yeah, it has that interesting spelling to it. But this is the back. You can sort of see how beautiful it looks. So let me play this one and sort of give you guys some observations. compared to the Kowalskis, the Watzek is sort of a little bit brighter, but very, very colorful for the price range. Very similar as far as varnish, similar fittings, wood quality is great, very nice looking back on all of them actually. The Watzek though, yeah, it just sort of has a little bit brighter sound, so if you're looking for something just a little bit more, not as rich, the Watzek is a good option. So right now I just have one of those available. So, all right, let's go on to the right side here of me, and this is actually where we go into that sort of 10,000 and up range. So, see if you guys can tell the difference. So this is the Miguel. So anytime you find a good instrument in this price range above 10,000, the word I always say is penetrating. You can really penetrate into the strings, and it sort of gives you this response that's just real rich and just real dark, colorful, pure. So yeah, let me play this one and compare it to one of the others so you can sort of see maybe what I mean. So just sort of notice how it just sort of gives you that extra bit that's just not quite the same if you're just in a little bit lower price range. Let me play this one first actually. So yeah, hopefully you guys can tell that. But at the same time, the Walski Workshop, I mean, just for the price range, excellent sound, very rich. By far the best I've found in that 3 to 5 price range of anything I've ever tried. So I've tried out hundreds and hundreds of instruments, and by far everything I'm showing you actually is the best I've ever found. So, all right, so that was the Miguel. Now we get to the Topas. I hope you guys are excited about that. I love the Topa violins. Both of them have a very unique characteristic to them, the ones I have right now. Maybe you guys can sort of see. I'll show you guys the wood a little closer. So this is the first one. So this is one we just got recently. Very beautiful back to it. It's got a darker varnish to it. So yeah, this one here, you'll notice the sound difference, but this is one we actually got from a guy that actually did a trade-in. Very nice sound, very, very even, beautiful sounding instrument. He actually bought a different Topa instead of that one. He sort of tried out 2 different Topas and chose the one he liked best, so that was interesting. That was fun to work with him. So yeah, this is the other one. So this has got a very unique back. So yeah, when instruments are so custom made like this, the look of them are going to be totally different because it's not just something that goes through a factory press. It's very unique. It's like a piece of art. It's like somebody, isn't going to make the same painting twice, right? They're going to sort of have a different mood in one day and sort of, just do something a little bit different with how they craft something. All for the better. I mean, just all for just that uniqueness of trying to make this sound the best it possibly can. Yeah, but something like this, this could take 3 months of time at least. I've seen when I used to work at a violin shop, the guy that did all the luthier repairs, he was, he'd do all the stuff for the shop, but then on the side he'd work on his instrument, and yeah, it wouldn't be 3 months or 4 months until he was all done. So it's a very unique process. Get down, you cat. This is my cat, Forte. All right, let me play the Topa. Just projection, richness of tone, all the above is absolutely superior, just outstanding on the Topas. All right, here's the other one I have. I'll play this one for you guys. To the other one. both have very similar traits. Obviously, it's made by the same maker, but this one I think just has a little bit more of a fuller sound, sort of more of a color that I prefer. This one's maybe a little bit brighter, but they're both awesome. They're both just great instruments. So I've sent out a lot of them, and people say have tried out like 30 other instruments, and they choose the Topa. A master level violinist actually helped me find these instruments. So he was playing out just hundreds and hundreds of different instruments, and these ones kept coming up as the best. And then I got to play it. I was out just amazed, and then we shipped them out to people, and they were amazed. So that's sort of the process of what violins I'm here showing you today. And ultimately, yeah, every one of these is what I recommend. So, okay, let me maybe compare between like the Topa and maybe the more 5,000 range instruments. So we're going to basically compare between a $14,000 instrument and a $5,000 instrument. So here is a really nice $5,000 instrument, the Walski Workshop. So a lot fuller. Both, I mean, honestly, everything that I've played for you guys so far today is really rich, really dark. So there's nothing really that's lacking there. None of these would be like, you know, disappointing to play or anything like that. It's just that some instruments, you know, as they start to climb up the price ranges, as they're more custom, they're going to sound that much better because of the way that they're carved, the way that they're crafted, the varnish that's used, the purfling, all of the above. So yeah, and that's why, you know, it's more expensive. So, you know, if they're going to put that extra time in and they have that reputation, they're going to charge more. So these ones cost me a lot of money. All right, so maybe I can just play through all of them so you guys can just sort of hear a comparison of me playing the same thing on each one. Let me start with the Workshop. Actually, I could even do a blind test with you guys. Let me start with no blind test. I'll just go through sort of the same thing. I'll go Kowalski Workshop, then I'll go to the Watzek, so I'm going up price ranges, going up to the Kowalski Genuine, then I'm going to do the Miguel, then I'm going to do the Topas. Alright, so hope you guys have enjoyed that so far. What I'm going to do now is do what's called a blind test. And basically you're not going to know technically what instruments I'm playing. You can close your eyes right now. And at the end I'm going to sort of tell you what was played. And so you guys can sort of just really try to think, you know, what is the best sound? What do I like the best? So close your eyes. I will start with a random instrument. Oops. All right, number one. 5. Number 6, last one. All right, so I just went through all 6 of the violins. So they're all European instruments for those of you guys that are coming in late. So I went from, number 1 was the McGill violin. So that was number 1. That's a $10,000 instrument, or $12,000 instrument. Number 2 was the Watzek. That one's a $6,500 instrument. So that was number 2. Number 3, I played the Kowalski Genuine. That was $10,000. By the way, that was out of tune. I felt bad. That was out of tune. So I guess things can't happen perfectly, but I thought that one was out of tune. Number 4 was the Walski Workshop. So that was number 4. That's a $5,000 instrument. Number 5 was the Topa number 1, and number 6 was Topa number 2. So the last 2 should have been the best sounding. The number 6, I would actually prefer that Topa, but both of them are very nice. Both have very nice qualities. Good. So hope you guys enjoyed sort of the demonstration today. We have lots of European instruments sort of coming in and out. These are all the ones that I currently have right now. I'm shipping out 3 of these today to students, and I hope you guys enjoy them that are getting them. Regarding, payment plans, financing, all that good stuff, a lot of people just can't afford to just, write a check for $10,000. I totally understand that. Actually, the last 3 people that bought a Kowalski violin from me actually did financing. So the way that it works is that you apply for financing. You can go on our website at superiorviolins.com, and it will come right back and tell you if you're approved for financing. And basically the way it works is for every $1,000, it's around $35 a month. That's all you have to pay. So for example, for $10,000, it'd be $350 a month. But what a lot of people do and what they've done is they've actually traded in what they already have. So for example, if you have, say, a Damiano violin that you bought from me, which is my best, instrument under sort of $3,000. You could take that, everything you paid towards buying a Kowalski. So instead of owing $10,000, you actually would owe like $7,500, and then from there you could do financing, and that might make it a lot more affordable for you. So believe it or not, some of you guys that might be thinking, "There's no way I could ever afford something like this." It actually is possible with our financing. From there, I'm also very flexible with payment plans, in-house payment plans. And yeah, I also can offer you guys good deals as far as on bows. I have really great quality German bows. I would love to sort of tell you guys more about. So basically, if you guys are interested in any of this, all you have to do is send me an email. I would love to talk with you. I'm very personal with my business and just sort of how I do things. You won't be talking to somebody that doesn't know about the violin. It's always either going to be me or one of my violin teachers. I actually do all the phone support. So whenever you call the 1-800 number, I'm actually the one that's available to talk to you and sort of tell you more about these instruments. So, but yeah, you can visit superiorviolins.com. You can live chat us. Many times I'm available on the chat. Otherwise, you can leave us a message. You can also give me a call. My phone number is 616-299-9196. I'd love to talk to you about instruments. Don't be afraid to give me a call. That's my cell number. And yeah, I just hope that through this process of learning more about European instruments, you guys sort of have at least an awareness of what's out there. And certainly this is a huge part of improving on the violin and sort of how you take that next step in sound production. And yeah, huge difference. But also I understand too, I didn't mention this, that it's hard to just sort of know which instrument is best for you. So what I do is actually what's called my Try Before You Buy program. So I'll send you any 1 or 2 instruments to try out for up to 30 days. And all you have to pay is like a 10% deposit. Technically, you can even avoid paying the deposit if you get approved for the financing. So that's also another sort of flexible option you guys might not know about. And that will allow you guys to try it out for 30 days, sort of see if you like the instrument. And then from there you can send it back, return it if you don't like it, or you could take what you paid in the deposit and apply it towards the purchase price. So actually our last sale we sent out about 25 instruments, and so far out of the 25 I've sort of I've gotten probably about 15 to 20 people that have said like comments about it, because all of them are doing the trial program, and every single one of them just gave like a raving review about their instrument, about their the quality that they got, and just they're really excited about it. A lot of them are posting videos actually on our Adult Violin Learning page. So if you visit facebook.com/groups/Adult Violin Learners, there's actually a bunch of people there that posted them like opening up their box of their violin and playing the first few notes on it and just giving their comments. So yeah, that's sort of like the most genuine reviews you can get of people actually that trying these instruments out and sort of seeing the quality levels. The reason why I'm able to sort of have such a high response is I do personal setups, and then I work personally with the customers. But most importantly, I don't have any sort of middlemen. I get stuff directly from the maker or the manufacturer. I don't have anything in between. So technically, there's stuff out there I could promote, but there's like 3 or 4 middlemen. By the time I have to give you guys the cost, it's way higher than it should be. So because I do that process, I sort of am able to find the best violins at the best prices in every price range. So whether it be $500 instrument, which maybe you guys are more going to be in that range, up to a Topa level, everything is sort of the best stuff that I recommend and have in every price range. So I've played hundreds and hundreds of violins, that's for sure, in every price range. And yeah, I mean the truth is really in the pudding. I mean, like when I send stuff out, other people might be trying stuff out from Char, from Johnson Strings. These are other competitors. And I would say about 70-80% of the time they choose our instruments. So I'm always fine with people trying out stuff and sort of making sure that it's something they like. So they bring it to their teacher. They make sure that the quality level's there, and that's what sort of gives them the confidence. And yeah, I like to get to know you guys, and I appreciate just having that small business set up, because it's been great just building relationships with you guys. Awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed this live hangout. So we're going to be doing more classes next week. We're actually going to be announcing group classes here soon. We have meetings scheduled for today and Saturday with violin teachers, and we're really excited about that. So basically the way it's going to work is we're going to have these like little hangouts where teachers are going to get to know you guys, and you can ask questions. You can sort of get used to the functionality of Google Hangout, which we're going to be using for the group classes. And from there, you guys can actually get used to the setup. But there's going to be anywhere between 3 to 5 people in a class. Some will be up to 10, but we're going to sort of emphasize 3 to 5. And then, the teacher is going to be able to interact with you, get to know you, give you live feedback, exactly what you could work on, give you assignments. So if you're struggling at all with direction regarding playing the violin, these group classes are going to be a really, really good way to sort of get on track. Watching random YouTube videos is sort of a way to easily quit the violin, because you don't have that direction. I see that all the time with people. They sort of get a $100 instrument and they think they can just sort of watch random videos on YouTube and learn, and that's just unrealistic. Having a good quality instrument is important. Having good instruction, having good direction, having accountability, those are all things that are sort of going to give you guys what was needed to really have success in the violin. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to email me at michael@superiorviolins.com. You guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching this Facebook Live feed. If you guys want to interact with us throughout the day and weeks, our Adult Violin Learning page is a really great place. I highly encourage it. Facebook.com/groups/Adult Violin Learners. Have a good day, guys. Thanks so much for watching.